Without a further word, he posts the damage meters in chat for the last fight, revealing that not only is Baus the Warlock doing the least amount of damage out of the damage,
He's doing less than his healer girlfriend.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yo, what's up, honkers? Today, me and Azu are reacting to Barny64's adventure through classic World of Warcraft. Now, if you didn't know, I do play World of Warcraft for. Let me see. Let me look at the calendar real quick. Wow, I started 21 years ago. God damn, I'm old. Anyways, the reason we're watching this today is because I am going to be playing World of Warcraft with Azu, and we've been playing Midnight recently. This was recorded before we started playing together. Well, not before, more like before he got to the current expansion where we are right now. We still haven't hit max level yet, but I think Azu's enjoying it. I hope. But I wanted to show him what the magic of WoW is like from the perspective of it being the old game. Anyways, today's secret word is vanilla. If you comment the secret word in the comments down below, I will give your comment a heart. By the way, I'm not addicted, guys, I swear. Let's get into the video.
witnessing here is a level 59 undead rogue, 3 experience points away from level 60, about to enter Ironforge for the first time.
Ironforge is in
this border, my leveling
Alliance
journey
City.
comes to an end. One last time will I bathe in the golden dust, the culmination of 332 hours of gameplay. When I cross this border, surely I will reach peak fulfillment and transcend to a new plane of existence.
He will do it.
When I cross this border, I will become level 60. And who
Level
better
6.
to share this moment with than a random level 6 night elf who is also entering Ironforge for the first time, and I killed him and ate his corpse. But that's a story for another
How could
time.
you monster?
Welcome to the roleplay PvP server, Grobulus.
Ah,
Who's
Grobulus.
Grobulus, you ask? He's this guy.
He's that guy
from
right there.
Hearthstone. And what better namesake for our community than a hulking fat degenerate with monster energy pumping through his veins?
Oh, yes.
When you play on a roleplay server, you have absolutely no idea what's going to happen next. One minute, you're taking part in a capoeira lesson and having a troll berate you for not doing it right. And the next minute, a gay, naked Tauren orgy has formed in the place you just happened to AFK in. What? Get me out of here. Now,
He's playing an RP server, so he's getting that. He's witnessing a lot of degenerate things, especially as a rogue. Since he's invisible, no one can see him. This is
He's a fly on the wall.
it's yeah.
whilst accidentally stealthing my way into furry erotic roleplay wasn't one of the reasons I chose to play Rogue, I guess some would call it a bonus. Not me, though. In fact, picking Rogue as my class was quite a tough choice because I had to battle the temptation to pick Mage.
I
And
understand.
with free food, free travel, one-button raid rotations, and objectively
100
the best
sweet
leveling
roll,
experience
what?
due to
Yeah.
busted AoE farm.
So mages in classic WoW could make their own food, and they could level up really quickly because they could do this, where they're hitting multiple targets at once and doing stuff. And they're very easy to play. You literally just press one button to do their rotation. He picked Rogue because he likes to be sneaky. You get the sneaky peeky like.
You're probably wondering, why did I pick Rogue? Well, my friends, an epiphany came to me during one of my water and other legal substances.
Yeah.
I realized, instead of being this guy, I want to be this guy. And that's the story of how I picked Rogue. I don't care about efficient leveling, one-button rotations, or intelligence buffs. I just need to watch the world burn. Witness my no fun allowed combo.
No fun allowed combo.
I'm disgust as I kill this night elf before they can even break out of one of my many stuns. What's that, human warrior? You're doing an escort quest? A quest?
So you know what crowd control is, right?
Yes, I know what crowd control is.
Okay. Do you know what diminishing returns are?
Vaguely. It's the more you do one thing, the less benefit you get from it.
Yes. So in classic WoW, diminishing returns didn't exist on stuns, and rogues have 5.
Like they can do it in 5 times in quick succession.
They can do it, and then you're stunned for 4 seconds, and then right before that one ends, they can do it again, and then.
I see.
So the no fun allowed combo
That's pretty busted.
Just a little bit, but there is a way to get out of it. Just don't be any class but warrior, because warriors will fuck up a rogue. Warriors can kill rogue.
Just don't get stunned. Easy.
WoW PvP is like a rock, paper, scissors game, okay? Rogues are scissors, okay?
Right.
Rock is warrior, and paper is literally everything else.
I see.
Now, the thing is that the rock, after like getting enough gear, it becomes so fucking overpowered that it can overcome paper and rip it apart.
Brother. Why?
This game is I wouldn't call it balanced. I wouldn't call it balanced. But yeah.
Where you have to lead a robot chicken across an incredibly large distance as it walks at the slowest possible pace, effectively
escort
doubling the
quest.
time the journey should take.
Yeah.
Well,
Yippee.
it would be a shame if you were to fail the quest due to a rogue coming up behind you and kill. But I'm not all bad. I promise. Take, for example, this human. Now, I will be honest, I was milliseconds away from killing him when some cosmic force stopped me. I could somehow sense this human was different, special. So I followed him. I don't know how it happened. He was supposed to just be another kill, and I really, truly was planning on killing him, but then we're laying under the night sky, holding hands and watching the stars together, and I tell him my deepest, most personal, intimate secrets, and he responds in the most adorable human accent I've ever heard, and I know that he couldn't understand what I was saying, but this moment...
So he's playing on what you call a PvP server, meaning anyone on the opposite faction is kill on sight, pretty much. Like, you are up for grabs. The only decision of the other player choosing not to kill you. And you cannot communicate with each other because Blizzard, in their infinite wisdom, decided, hey, let's have both factions speak two different languages. So someone found like a way to like do like a calculator, which is how he was able to say thank, right? And stuff. Some people typed in degenerate messages like suck my nuts, shit like that. But, you know, only certain phrases were allowed, really, to go through that system.
Cemented our friendship. Our connection had transcended language and faction, and such a bond, no doubt, is worth protecting above all else. I could sense this human had somewhere to go, and so I resolved that my purpose, as dictated to me by the hand of fate, was to get Kuman the human where he needed to be. And so we traveled through Ashenvale together. I defended him from the aggressive wildlife, and in return, he talked down an angry, racist night elf who attacked me, eventually winning him over to my side. I don't speak human, but I can only presume Kuman told him I was friendly. If only they knew. Now joined by a random cat, we made south for Talon Deep Path, a tunnel that leads into Stone Talon Mountains. Now, despite technically being contested territory, Stone Talon Mountains is largely a horde area due to its main border being shared with the Barrens. But Kuman had safely escorted me through the alliance town of Astronar, so now it was my turn to return the favor. We arrived in the deforested Windshear Crag, and unless you enjoy goblins constantly biting at your ankles, I wouldn't recommend you visit. The spider-infested Webwinder path proved no better either, and by the time we trekked to the top of the hill, we were out of breath and in need of a break. It was then that a mage attacked. No! I screamed.
Traitor?
She questioned. I had to think fast. One word in the general chat about alliance being led through horde territory and the cavalry would arrive.
These are ally.
They are my pets, I lied, hoping she'd buy into my fabrication.
Interesting. Keep them scarcely fed and controlled.
Perfect. Another debate won. But we weren't out of the woods yet because another mage had arrived on the scene, no doubt hearing the commotion.
What's going on here?
These are my pets, I lied again.
Kinky.
Oh, we have a degenerate on our hands. It was going to take more than a quick lie to proceed past this mage, and unfortunately for me, there was only one solution. I would have to feed into his degeneracy.
You have to feed into his
degeneracy. Like that?
That was pretty hot. Kuman hugs you. Just need to turn around to finish.
Oh my god!
I was about to make my winning move. I knelt in front of him, ready to receive his undead load. When he broke.
He broke.
I had won this game of gay chicken and we were free to pass. And let me tell you, I always win gay chicken.
That's
Don't
right.
fucking try me.
By the way, Barney's trans now. He always wins gay chicken.
The horde had been pretty friendly so far, and I was feeling good about the journey. Until an orc flew out the tree.
No!
Put your green fingers on him again, and I'll cut them off where you stand. And so our duel began.
Oh,
Unfortunately for me, the orc immediately broke my stealth with a demoralizing shout. Not a
Fuck.
good look for your boy. Sinister strike into rupture secured me a small bleed and
Bro,
some
trying
nice
to
damage,
make
and I
WoW
was also
combat
blessed with a nice poison
like,
proc.
look
We
at
then
this.
traded basic auto attacks whilst I built up combo points, culminating in a 3-point eviscerate which only hit for a disappointing 88. Dancing back
Damn.
and forth, we traded a few
That's
more
not
blows,
good.
putting my health at critical condition, but just as I was about to succumb, I won!
Hey, he wins!
Of course, I calculated the duel so that I would win with just a sliver of health.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
meant to
uh-huh.
demoralize
Yeah,
me.
calculated.
That's also why I didn't use any cooldowns. I definitely didn't forget that I had them. The rest of the journey
Did
was
you play
relatively
Flurry?
uneventful. We
Or-
continued north to Stone Town.
What does that
and
do,
once
reset
we
his
arrived,
cooldowns?
Kuman started motioning.
No, Blade, you know what the button of how'd you know that rogues could reset cooldowns?
Because he called it a cooldown.
But there's a button that you can use to reset them, yes, as a rogue.
I assume that's what it was.
No.
Oh, what is it? Why is it called a cooldown?
You don't know what okay. So you remember whenever you were playing your paladin and you had the wings button and it was on a 2-minute cooldown?
Yeah.
That's a cooldown.
What does it mean to use your cooldown then?
It means like a fucking big button that does a lot of damage or it gives you a big buff for a limited amount of time. That's what
That's stupid.
What do you mean that's stupid? How is that stupid?
Towards the flight master. I knew what this meant. Our journey had come
Kuman
to
the
an end.
Human is
It was
leaving.
time to say goodbye.
Oh, 7 in chat for Kuman the Human.
Oh, 7 in chat.
Goodbye, Kuman.
Bye. Or an evil Korean.
Barney is an evil Korean.
I love you, Kuman. You taught me compassion and empathy. No longer will I just mindlessly attack every Alliance player I see. From today, I am a changed undead.
He is, yep.
Now let me
Look at
tell you
that.
about my gun move. For whatever reason, rogues have a range slot.
Yeah, so in original WoW, you could use ranged weapons on rogues, warriors, and hunters. So hunters actually could use like melee weapons and guns and stuff. What Barney's going to be doing is he's going to test to let them live by getting them low enough to kill with his gun, line up the shot, and if he misses, they live to see another day. That's his opportunity of a chance.
Now you can equip a bow and it will work just as well. However, it's way funnier to have the gun because the gun
the
is
gun's
loud.
funnier.
Holy shit, why is it so fucking loud? So here's my meme. I leave an alliance player low and I create distance. Then I line up my shot. If I misjudged their remaining health, they live to fight
Dang.
another day. But if the stars are aligned... Now, in Classic WoW, because there's no cross-server functionality, reputation goes a long way. Being
Right.
a kind, genuine, helpful person will get you re-invited to groups, whereas ninja looting a chest everyone else is rolling for will bring about bad karma. This
Right.
mushroom, however, was totally worth it.
Fucking worth.
But you need to remember, there are disgusting Alliance players out there, and you're leveling alongside them, too.
Introducing Dragon.
Oh,
Disgusting alliance player.
Hi,
When I
Dragon.
arrived in Stranglethorn Vale, I made a promise to myself. A promise that I would try to kill all and any...
by the way, we'll be seeing Dragon a lot. Because remember,
I see.
everyone's on the same on the same server, so there's no cross server stuff. So you're seeing the same people over and over again. So you're gonna
see.
alliance I saw. Even if it meant I wasn't leveling at a good pace, even if it meant I had to do back-to-back corpse runs. That was a great take. Regardless of class, level, or even how many people I was taking on at a time, I wanted to PvP,
Bing.
and unfortunately, Dragon was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Again, and
Dragon.
again, and again.
3, 4.
It wasn't that I was targeting dragons specifically. I killed my fair share of people that day, and some of them a lot of times. But something about the name Dragon would forever wedge itself into my brain. And then, 13 levels later in Feralis, as I was finishing...
By the way, 13 levels later, in WoW, in Classic WoW, cap level is 60. So 13 levels later, this is like days. Like over 18 hours of gameplay later.
Up on a
Unfortunate.
quest, I turned north to face the top of a great hill. And who did I see? Dragon. Of course, you already know
Hi,
what the
Dragon.
fuck it is. I followed Dragon down the hill and back into the cave I had just come out of. That's when I hit her with my patented no fun allowed combo. She called for a mod, but no mod came. Then
No
I
mod.
left the cave and perched above the entrance like a bird of prey. If you haven't already guessed by the way I'm maintaining vision of her corpse, yes, this time I was specifically targeting Dragon. Eventually, minutes later,
You're a
the corpse
jerk.
would become a skeleton. Showtime. I swooped down
they
behind
rezzed.
her like fucking Batman and interrupted her summon. No Voidwalker for you, bitch. And then she fucking died. How on earth did that happen? A few minutes later, she returned, this time creating enough distance to summon her Voidwalker. I will now give you a couple of seconds to think about the difference this made.
What do you think happened? Did it make any difference?
Absolutely no difference.
Did it make any difference? Yeah.
No.
None. The answer was none. However, on the next resurrection, Dragon managed to mount up and run, and with that kind of head start, there was no way I was catching up now.
So why does Dragon
Camping-
keep going back to their corpse?
So that's how you res, is you go back to your corpse. You know how the res system works. You can either talk to the spirit healer, or you can run to your corpse. You've done that before, right?
Not to my knowledge.
Have you never died in WoW?
Not to my knowledge.
Well, if you die, you go to the nearest graveyard, your ghost is
Okay.
there, and you can run back to your corpse and resurrect.
What happens if you don't get back to your corpse?
You just stay dead. Or you can talk to the spirit healer at the graveyard. And whenever you can talk to the spirit healer will just bring you back to life at the graveyard. But it will give you like a 10-minute debuff. Where
I
you're
see.
basically useless.
So in a PvP server, dying is the absolute worst thing that you can do.
Yes, but people can't loot your corpse. So they can't like loot items off of you or anything.
Well, it
You don't,
doesn't
like-
matter. If you keep dying over and over to the same person, you're not going to have any loot to loot.
True. That's also very true. And at least you don't lose XP whenever you die. That was a thing in original and classic, and they patched it before it released. Thank fuck. Oh, that'd have been bad.
Yeah, as far as I know, Rogue, I've not died. I don't remember being in a graveyard. But also, consider, I've only ever played with Jerry.
Mhm.
I've never played by myself. I've never done any massive raids. I'm just following the quest line.
So, what you need to understand is mounts at level 40 in Classic WoW make you increase your speed by 60%, Azu. He got away on a mount, so it's like, okay, there's no possible way he can catch up to him, right? What if I told you there's items that increase your mount speed
I would believe it.
by like 1 or 2%?
1 or 2%.
Yeah. Let's just say that Dragon doesn't have that.
Okay.
and Barney might.
Dream was dead. It was time to admit defeat.
I mean,
is what I would
2%
say is
speed
she
increase
didn't
doesn't seem
dismount
like it's
20
going to do
seconds
much.
later
he dismounted. I forgot.
Oh.
and try and summon her Voidwalker again.
Hello, is anyone in there?
As I consumed her delicious feet, I wondered whether I was taking things too far. Nope, I had tasted the forbidden fruit, and I wasn't going to stop anytime soon. As Dragon
What a
mounted and
jerk.
ran away for a second time, I'd like to tell you that she had learned her lesson, but she literally did the same thing again. Fool you once, shame on me.
Brother.
Fool you twice.
Like, do you understand how bad? Whenever I say like people that have played this game for a long time, Azu, that are like, oh, I know what I'm doing. No, they don't.
Yeah, this here would have been enough to make me never play again.
What's crazy to me is how they haven't logged out yet. Usually, if this happens to me, I would just leave. I'd be like, all right, well, I guess I'll just play a different game or something while I wait for this person to like stop camping me.
You're an idiot. But as I slaughtered Dragon for the 23rd time since we first met, I had a sudden epiphany. Actually, she wasn't an idiot. She was a stubborn warrior with an iron
Stubborn
resolve.
warrior.
At any point during my incessant camping crusade, she could have just spirit revived.
That's
but
true.
She didn't.
That's
She
very
just
true.
kept getting back up. Obviously, Dragon assumed I would soon tire out, and after deciding to revive at her corpse again instead of the spirit healer, I knew I would have to teach Dragon a lesson they would never forget. You don't enter into a game of chicken with me. We both mounted up, and the chase was on.
Especially gay chicken.
Despite the clear head start Dragon had on me, I wasn't concerned. I mean, what kind of griefer would I be if my opponent can just mount up and run away?
True.
And that is why, days ago, I had gone out of my way to acquire a sacred piece of gear.
The
a
carrot
carrot
on a stick.
How had I acquired such a coveted trinket so early? That's a story for another video. But all you need to know is that the trinket increases my mounted speed by 3%.
Oh, it's 3%,
And to the
my bad.
misfortune of Dragon, that was not all. The mithril spurs I had received from a
He got the
blacksmith increased
spurs
my mounted
too.
speed by another 4%, and I was therefore destined to catch up.
Are
And
you
so I
shitting
did.
me?
As I left Dragon dazed and confused by my blinding powder, I wondered, would this be our final confrontation?
Maybe.
Surely 20 minutes of being camped was your limit.
20
What would you do,
minutes?
Dragon? Revive at the spirit healer and admit defeat? Or revive at your corpse and see just
Azu, at what point would you have stopped and been like, you know what?
Like 5 minutes after the third death.
Really? Okay, fair enough.
I don't do PvP, man.
Yeah,
I'm playing games to
it
have
is-
fun.
It is now an opt-in feature rather than just being their entire servers for it. So
Yeah, if it was required for the game, I would have just never played again had this happened to me.
yeah, that is totally understandable.
how
Yeah.
deep this rabbit hole goes. 1 minute became 2, and 2 became 4.
Now the thing is Barney is now camping and waiting for this person to reset their corpse. He has waited for 5 minutes at this point for them to come back, right?
Right.
How long do you think he's gonna wait?
I could see him waiting a couple hours.
4 became 8, and
He
after
seems
10
spiteful
minutes,
enough to do
Dragon
that.
had still not made her choice. After 30 minutes, I
Holy
started to
fuck.
question mine. Had I really just spent 30 actual minutes of my life hiding in a bush watching a virtual corpse? What the fuck is wrong with me? I could be doing something productive, and I don't just mean in the game, I mean with my life. I could be taking this time to learn a real life skill. I could have taken a oh, she revived. And that's the story of Dragon. After waiting 30 minutes to kill her, she no doubt realized my will was a raid boss she was never going to conquer. And finally, she embraced the warmth of 10 minutes resurrection sickness.
Hey, the corpse isn't there.
Dragon was last seen in burning steeps and immediately spirit revived after being killed once. I will never forget the name Dragon, and it seems Dragon will never forget mine either. The end. By the way, I fell through the map into Cabins of Time.
Oh,
and
wait,
I can't
what?
Get out, so if
Don't-
anyone could
sir,
send
you-
help,
how are you-
I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, he's
Please
stuck.
send help. I can't.
He needs
I can't
help.
leave.
Can't.
Deserved. You've
Can't
been
be-
taken to hell. Ooh, Space Station 14.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna
the
go watch
video.
that in my own time.
Yeah, we may watch that. I doubt it though. I doubt it. I don't.
No.
Anyway, let me
I'm gonna watch that in my own time.
let's you know that story about the carrot on a stick? You ready for
Yes.
his stuff on group play?
Oh boy, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hello, welcome back to another.
Oh, hold on. It's not. Now you turn it up.
Hello, welcome back to another. Last
Naughty man.
episode, we made an everlasting.
Why did it not? Why? Yeah.
Hello, welcome back to another. Last episode, we made an everlasting friend and an eternal enemy. This episode, we take a deep dive into Zul Farrak to uncover sacred artifacts, Godzilla
Ooh.
copyright infringement, and party members suffering from Dunning-Kruger syndrome. This is the tale of the carrot on a stick. Our
Yep.
story begins in the Shimmering Flats, a desolate expanse devoid of vegetation and most other signs of life. In the Shimmering Flats, everything is white as far as the eye can see. There is round-the-clock NASCAR, and what little civilization exists is entirely dependent on fossil fuels. Whilst the average boomer sees this place as a vision of heaven, I f***ing hate this zone. In fact, seeing
Yeah,
it become submerged underwater during the Cataclysm trailer was, for me, the highlight of 2010.
I'll be honest. I like the Shimmering Flats mostly because it's like whenever you get there, you get like 30 not 30 quests, but like that's an exaggeration, but like a lot of quests, and you can do them all in that one area. And whenever you finish all of them, you can turn all of them in at the same time. It is the best feeling to just have it all there. It's so good.
Submerged underwater during the Cataclysm trailer was, for me, the highlight of 2010.
And I lost my virginity that year.
Damn.
But I digress.
That was
the
a
Shimmering
highlight.
Flats is home to many goblin and gnome engineers who spend all
Hey,
day
it's Leroy
drinking
Jenkins.
white monster energy and racing in dangerous makeshift vehicles. Now this is pod racing. One of the gnomes, named Whizzle Brassbolts, has a level 50 quest which reads the following. Deep in Zul Farrak, the
Oh, he's a gnome. He's a gnome.
That's not.
Deep in Zul Farrak, the sand troll city in Tanaris, there is a sacred pool. From that pool, the trolls summon a huge beast, Gazrilla.
Gazrilla.
He's so fierce, even
Wait, he's a gnome. He wouldn't sound like this.
He's so fierce that even his scales crackle with energy. It's that energy I want to harness for my car. Bring me the electrified scale of Gazrilla.
And in exchange for my trouble, he offers a highly sought-after trinket, the carrot on a stick,
The
which,
carrot
as
on
you
the
know
stick.
from last episode,
Carrot on a
increases
stick.
mounted speed by 3%. Okay, seems simple enough, right? Just gotta go to a dungeon, kill a boss, bring...
You are wrong.
Oh, my
Nope.
sweet viewers, I wish I could tell you it was going to be that easy, but mounted speed comes at a cost, and if
True.
you want it, you must be prepared to pay its price. The task ahead was going to be gargantuan, and with my current level being way lower than is recommended, my chances of success were slim to none. But you know me, Iron Will, Ninja Way.
Ninja
whatever.
Way,
Roll the
yeah.
next part of the video.
Date bayo.
Warcraft
Welcome
lore with
to
Barney.
Lordaeron, the northern part of the Eastern Kingdoms.
Oh, by the way, he's about to explain lore that's probably going to be relevant in the newest expansion that you're going to play eventually. He's going to explain something about the trolls.
Okay.
Years ago, the denizens of this beautiful land lived in peace under the alliance of Lordaeron. The elves in the north were happy, the humans in the middle were happy, the dwarves to the south were happy, and the gnomes were gnomes.
Yep.
And then the prince became a death knight and killed everyone.
He
With
sure
his
did.
mind-controlled army of the dead, Prince Arthas marched north
see.
towards the elven city of Quel'Thalas on a mission to seize the means of production of Sunny Delight. During the battle, a certain high elf named Sylvanas, please don't ruin my character Windrunner, told Arthas that the skulls on his armor look, quote, a bit gay. In response to this, Arthas tore her soul from her body and turned her into a banshee. Some would argue that this was a disproportionate reaction. After
Slightly.
wiping out the population of northern Lordaeron,
At least
Arthas'
he didn't
mind control
overreact.
would dwindle, and he
Yeah,
fucked off
yeah.
back to Northrend to cry about it. No longer mind-controlled, all the undead who used to live in Lordaeron were like, oh, I guess we just go back to living here then? And so Lordaeron became home to the Forsaken, the no longer mind-controlled undead army led by Sylvanas
I'm
Windrunner.
playing an
and they're all
undead.
super
Yeah, you
pissed
are.
at Arthas. I'm sure they will forgive and forget.
Did you think we had forgotten?
They didn't forgive or forget.
Did you think we had forgiven?
Never mind. But if we
Yeah,
go back
don't worry
even
about it.
further, Lordaeron was originally home to the
Azuma,
Forest
why is it
Trolls,
so
the
cool
Almighty Empire.
and
For hundreds of
edgy?
years, the
They're
trolls
your
did
awesome.
troll stuff, but
The
then
trolls
the
did troll
elves
stuff.
arrived.
Oh,
and
fuck.
They knew magic. Discovering that the trolls were susceptible to fire, the elves pushed them south and established Quel'Thalas. And the trolls were pissed.
The
But
trolls were
then
pissed.
The humans arrived, and the elves taught them magic. Discovering that the trolls were susceptible to fire, the humans pushed them east and established Lordaeron, and the trolls were pissed.
Damn.
Present day, the once great Armani Empire now looks like this, reduced solely to one area,
Oof.
the hinterlands, and the trolls are pissed. But why did I just tell you all that? Well, remember this gnome who just so casually asked us to kill Gazrilla for electrified scales? Yeah, it turns out this Gazrilla is actually a demigod secret boss, and his summoning ritual requires you to be in possession of an enchanted mallet.
You
How
have to have the
obtain
mallet.
enchanted mallet, you ask? Well, luckily for me, this troll left an ancient tablet in their will, and it details how to obtain it.
To create the mallet of Zul Farrak, one must first travel to the altar of Zul and obtain
The
the
altar of
sacred
Zul.
mallet from a troll keeper. Next, one
What's
must
for a
bring the
carrot?
sacred mallet to the altar atop
This is all for 3% mount speed, baby.
Dude, this is Technoblade levels of... I don't even know what to call it.
I love this like whole thing because it's like the game used to be more involved with how you did things and was a lot slower. Whereas now it's
Yeah.
like I can go this place with a portal. I can go over there by getting on my flying mount and all this other stuff.
It being a process is not even the issue. If it's for a good item, it makes sense. Make it a long, tedious process. It's for a freaking carrot on a stick. dick.
Yeah, it makes you move faster. It makes you go faster on your mount.
3%.
Hey, that 3% is enough to catch up to people and grief them, all right?
After chasing them for how long? And the reason he kept catching up is because they were stopping to summon.
Well, you can also you can catch up eventually.
Eventually, after a long chase.
The troll city of Jintha Alor. Using the sacred mallet at the altar will infuse it with power and transform it into the mallet of Zul Farrak.
Okay, seems simple enough, right?
Really
Just
easy,
gotta go ask
yeah.
the troll keeper for the mallet, then I go blank.
You are wrong.
You are
The troll
wrong.
keeper in question lives in the hinterlands.
Whoa.
The troll keeper
The
in
text flashed
question
for a
is part-
second.
The what?
The text flickered.
Yeah, it says
What
you
did it
are
say?
wrong. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
The troll keeper in question lives in the hinterlands. The troll keeper in question is part of the aforementioned Amani tribe. The troll keeper in question
Is pissed.
Now, I could spend the next couple years of my life working as an envoy for the Horde, easing tensions and improving relations with the Armani tribe, earning their trust over several years, and then eventually cashing in my socio-political clout points for a sacred mallet. But I don't have time for that.
Don't need
I
that
just
to
want
shit.
to make Mount go fast.
Yeah.
And so I set off for the hinterlands on a mission to obtain the mallet of Zul Farrak, the item required to summon Gazrilla. Following the directions of the tablet, I made for
Godzilla.
the altar of Zul, where the mallet's keeper would await me. Upon arriving, I find that the mallet's keeper, whose name can fuck off, is a level 50 elite mob. Oh, that's not good.
Chiaga.
And being a level 43 reanimated pile of bones, I begin to have second thoughts.
Oh no, she's level 50.
Now, you guys know me. The last thing I am is a quitter. I always stick it through to the end, and I
A
don't
ninja
quit,
way.
But I'm gonna
Yeah.
quit. But just as I
My
turned to
nindo.
leave, I looked up and saw a familiar face, a mage by the name of
Meryl's.
Meryl's, who just yesterday I had a whole adventure with, the footage for which is unfortunately lost forever.
Aw,
Windows patent is shutting
man.
down your computer right now. Fuck you, technology. Now, Meryl's wasn't here for the same reason I was, but that didn't stop them from being a total bro and helping me anyway. Together with this random warrior, we managed
Let's
to take
go.
down Fuck Off and obtain the sacred mallet. Now, we just had to bless it. The intended way of doing this is to battle your way through the troll city of Jintha Alor, a city littered with elite
Yep.
mobs that increase in level as you ascend, eventually culminating in
Like a
grand
mini-
battle
mini,
with the leader of the tribe,
overworld
Vile
dungeon.
Priestess Hex, who is blocking your access to the altar required to bless the sacred mallet. However, my teammates opted for the high IQ play of running in, dying, walking back to your corpse, and repeating until you reach the summit. Being the insecure rogue player that I am, I simply stealthed my way to the top. God, I fucking love being a rogue. Once there, we waited for the priestess to turn her back. Then Meryl turned the watchman into a sheep, and we scrambled to bless the mallet before the priestess turned back around. Now, with the mallet of Zul Farrak in my possession, I was ready to find a
there we
group
go.
and start my dungeon experience.
Also, just to let you know, only one person in your group needs the mallet to summon this boss. People that had the mallet is much better to get into a group. If you didn't have the mallet and you're a DPS trying to find a group to get in, good fucking luck, dude. Good
Yep.
luck.
Because I had the mallet of Zul Farrak, finding a group was incredibly easy. Now, this might be largely unimpressive by the time the video releases, but having the mallet at such a low level was a huge deal during
it
the
is
first
pretty
week
cool.
of the game. At the time of recording, level 43 was already incredibly ahead of the curve, so to have an item that was intended for level 50s and above pretty much made me royalty. Having the mallet assured that everyone in the group would obtain their mounted speed trinket, and I was therefore sure this dungeon would be a happy, fun, great time enjoyed by all. I mean, we're just
How many
fine
times did he
incredibly
die?
ahead of the curve World of Warcraft.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, I wonder how many times he died.
Yeah.
Fun, great time enjoyed by all. I mean, we're just 5 incredibly ahead of the curve World of Warcraft addicts. There's no way we're not mentally stable. Surely we will get through this dungeon just fine. Me and the tank met up with the Warlock just outside the dungeon, and after summoning the other DPS and the Warlock's healer girlfriend, we rode
Sweet.
into Zul Farrak and started our assault. Going against the norm, the very first pull of the dungeon was not made by the tank, but instead the Warlock. After we
Right.
down the first pack, the tank respectfully asks the Warlock to allow him to obtain aggro first, to which the
Makes
Warlock
sense.
responds,
It was a non-damaging curse.
which is
That still doesn't... It still pulls threat, you fucking moron. Holy shit.
just
Good
still aggroing the mob. But okay, the tank then pulls the second pack, and for some reason, whilst we're still fighting it, the Warlock pulls the third. Despite the
What are you
overwhelming numbers,
doing?
we emerge victorious, and I'm
Why would
feeling
you do that?
optimistic about the rest of the dungeon. If we can overcome a pull like that, this dungeon should be no sweat. The Warlock's gamer girlfriend then says,
With no CC and no tank, this will be long and painful.
and I just It
What?
is at this
What?
point the
We
tank
have the
asks
tank-
the question on everyone's mind.
You guys knew?
The Warlock then despawns his DPS pet and summons his tank pet, confirming
Oh
what
my
we all
God.
suspected. But that's okay. New players are players too, and I'm sure this Warlock will learn as the dungeon progresses that the tank should be the one to pull mobs. The healer
Yeah? You think he'll learn? You think he'll learn, Azu?
No, I don't have very high hopes.
By the way, the healer girlfriend, right? The healer girlfriend. So, I think there's gonna leave together?
Probably.
You're smart.
I'm only playing because they're playing together. She's gone, I'm gone.
Yep. Package deal, baby. Welcome to the group dynamic in this game.
I hate it.
This still happens to this day.
I know it does.
To this day in the regular
and it's
game.
not exclusive to WoW either. I've seen it happen in other games. I've heard horror stories from D&D players where this happened.
And it's not even just like, oh, people dating or whatever. I'm just talking about people that they're disagreeing and they're trying to like piss each other off.
So stupid.
It's bad.
then chastises the tank for two-hand tanking, which is literally not a problem.
It's not a
especially
problem
at
at this level.
Further
What is two-hand
cementing in our
tank?
heads that these two partners in crime are the worst type of moron. A moron who speaks with conviction on a subject they very clearly know nothing about. The next pull goes smoothly as the tank was able to get aggro before the Warlock. Shocking how that works. But the
Weird
two
how that
warriors
works.
were very clearly still feeling the effects of the priest's last moronic idiot statement. To combat the plummeting morale at the hands of these two retards, I attempt to bolster the troops. We are doing fine and will continue to do fine. The healer then immediately complains about going out of mana in the previous fight.
Oh
the
my
one that was
God.
so tough because her boyfriend pulled the entire pack. Next, the tank tells us to follow as we are going to walk in a specific way to skip a couple of mobs.
Right.
To my dismay, the Warlock had not mastered the ancient art of desummoning your pet.
Yeah,
and so
desummon your
everything
pet.
was pulled anyway.
Oh,
Thank
boy.
you, Voidwalker.
I
Fortunately,
probably
we
wouldn't
make
have thought
short
to do
work
that
of them,
either.
and the tank
I hate people that group leave. Yes, however, sometimes it is better to just leave and not deal with the bullshit and just find someone that is not retarded.
asks that the Warlock put his pet on passive during shortcuts.
Literally pulls every mob at the instance. Listen, he doesn't need to understand that, okay?
I see.
Man.
To avoid such blunders in the future. The Warlock then tries to use what I said earlier about letting people play how they want, I was referring to the tank, as an argument to be made why he should be allowed to keep ninja pulling mobs. Further ahead, by some grace of God, we actually managed to conquer the first boss. Further ahead still, we come to the second boss, who spawns when you get too close to his cave.
Okay, I'm going to explain this boss a little bit because I don't remember if Barney explains it. But essentially, this boss is a timer. As soon as you pull the boss, he makes ads, and every time you do more more do damage, but it's like on a timer. So he just summons more and more mobs. They despawn when the boss dies.
Right.
So you're trying to kill the boss as quick as possible.
Right, I got that.
That is the whole gimmick.
I fought
of this
bosses
fight.
in other games similar to that, so I kind of get the concept.
Yeah, it's very easy. But don't go near the cave, because it literally will spawn the boss and pull it, right?
Warrior warns the Warlock in advance, but alas, too late. At least his Voidwalker was there to tank it briefly, am I right? The boss fight begins, and let me tell you, this boss is a real piece of shit. He constantly summons these basilisks, which by design have too much health to warrant focusing, so the fight just becomes a race to nuke the main guy before you all perish miserably. It is nothing short of a miracle that we pulled through, but with the hardest boss encounter complete, and with no casualties to boot, I was confident that we could
Keep in
take
mind,
this
this is
run
the
to end.
hardest
We proceed
boss
to the third
in the-
boss
in
where
the thing.
everything goes fine. Well, I mean,
see.
the Warlock did
Oh,
commit
for a
suicide
carrot.
with Hellfire, but everything went fine. As we clear the way to the next boss fight, the tank politely reiterates for the party, read Warlock, to please let him make the pulls and to not attack unless he's in the fight. Pretty reasonable, right?
Right.
Don't tell other people how to play.
The other warrior chimes in for the first time to say he's new, and the tips the tank is giving are actually helping him learn. And of course, the Warlock has a problem with this too, stating that the tank was displaying lame as fuck behavior.
No.
I'm preventing what?
True.
No, you aren't.
We pull the fourth boss, and I try to raise morale once again. Let's just all have fun.
It's literally
smiley
the
face.
point of
But when
having
the
a
Warlock
tank.
immediately resumes crying after the fight, the polite tank's patience had come to an end.
If I was this tank, I would just leave. You can find another group really easily.
Yeah.
Oh.
Without a further word, he posts the damage meters in chat for the last fight, revealing that not only is Baus the Warlock doing the least amount of damage out of the damage,
He's doing less than his healer girlfriend.
That's insane. That's insane.
Holy shit.
dealers, he's also being outdamaged by the tank and the healer. In fact, his pocket healer girlfriend is doing more than double his damage. Now, I'm no therapist, but I suspect being presented with the irrefutable evidence that he was fucking useless shattered through his Dunning-Kruger syndrome and induced a psychosis.
I really don't care what you think, kid.
Can we kick the lock? He isn't even doing damage.
Crying face, stop!
Baus the Warlock then left the party and took his healer girlfriend with him.
There we go.
Baus projects onto the tank and tells him to eat a bag of dicks before being ejected from the instance. With a complete lack of self-awareness, he then starts whispering me all this bullshit about how the tank was toxic, and I tell him to take a breather. He tells me he's going to be just fine, and I totally believe him.
You think he'll be fine? You think he'll be okay?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Kick the lock? That's the problem, is he can't kick the lock because the lock brought his girlfriend as the healer, so if they both leave, just...
Now you don't have a healer.
It's so fucked.
The last 30 minutes had been nothing short of a true test of patience, but with the end of the dungeon quite literally in view...
By the way, 30 minutes of that bullshit, and you just wasted your time.
We weren't going to give up now. We replenished our group and marched onwards to what could only be certain victory. That carrot on a stick is so close I can taste it. After surviving the pyramid gauntlet, where waves after waves of trolls attempt to murder you, we clear the 5th boss encounter, which is actually the group of people we just rescued from captivity. Not a good day for these guys. I also remind the group that I have the mallet of Zul Farrak, which I must not have mentioned before because the warrior acts accordingly. With a positive spring in our step, we headed to the final encounter, and it was here that it became obvious just how much of a clown fiesta we had been putting up with before. Where Baus was a bumbling, ignorant moron, Bloodeye was a cold, calculated killer. He also didn't have his tank pet out, so good job, Bloodeye.
Good job,
The final
Bloodeye.
boss fell, and
Good
it was
job.
time to move forward to the true goal. Gazrilla. For an hour, I had suffered through an agonizing dungeon experience at the hands of two idiots, but I was finally about to reap the rewards of my patience. Except not really at all, because we accidentally pulled one too many mobs on the way and wiped, and then Bloodeye immediately quit. Good job, Bloodeye. The party subsequently fell apart, and I was left carrotless and heartbroken. I'd like to tell you it gets better from here, but we really are just getting started.
Group 2, baby!
15 minutes
Starting
later, I find
over!
myself invited to another group. Having the mallet of Zul Farrak truly makes you feel like the only dude at the party with weed. We make it to the cave, and once again, someone accidentally triggers the boss fight. We wipe. No problem, though. Everyone actually seems competent this time, and it is an easy mistake to make. After explaining how the trigger zone works, we attempt the fight again, but unfortunately eat shit because the party leader was focusing the ads instead of nuking the boss as you're meant to. We wipe again, the healer leaves, and I am removed for having a, quote, bad attitude. I don't know what I did to trigger this man's inferiority complex, but I can only deduce that he was threatened by my Chad aura. What can I say? Being an alpha peak male specimen really is a curse.
Bro.
20 minutes
Those
later,
are actual
I get into
pictures
another
of him,
group.
by the way.
Yeah, those are actual pictures of him, yeah.
Having mallet of Zul Farrak, you know the drill. Fast forward to the cave, same shit, different group. Boss gets pulled, we actually come out on top, and an agility ring drops, which is a nice upgrade for me, but then the healer needs on it and wins.
Oh my
he went
god!
on an insane tangent, accusing me of conspiring to sell the ring instead of using it, and so he took it to prevent such an injustice. Wow,
brother.
Even after checking my gear and seeing that it was indeed an upgrade, he stands by his ignorant, objectively wrong statement, trying to coax the rest of the team onto his side. Thankfully for me, the rest of the party are sane, stable people, and they do not concede to his bullshit. They tell him to give me the ring, and after he does, he pulls a bunch of mobs, wipes the party, and leaves. If you're starting to see a correlation between being ahead of the curve and being a crybaby loser, I applaud your perception.
Yay!
Another 20 minutes pass. We refill our ranks, reset the instance, and try again. 5
Let's
minutes
try
in,
again.
our Warlock gets stuck in a wall, his pet pulls everything, and we fucking die. I close my eyes, take a deep breath, and pray to whatever God will hear me. Please, please just
No, group 3.5 Heath.
just want my...
By the way, this is 4 hours into this endeavor of trying to get the carrot. He just puts the fucking carrot on the stick.
All this for a stupid carrot. It's not worth it.
All this
It's
for
3%, man.
carrot.
Come on.
All this for the fucking carrot.
You want a carrot on a stick? Go to the farmer's market and buy a carrot.
Instance, and suddenly everything starts running smoothly. We take
Hey.
down packs with no problem, the first boss falls, and we're on track to make it to the second boss in record time. The tank then leaves the party and Hearthstone's out. I call in an emergency favor from a guildmate. We summon him and head into Zul Farrak for what I can only hope is the last time. We fight our way to the cave, and to my surprise, nobody aggroes the boss. In fact, everyone knows what the hell is going on. Towards the end of the fight, our healer succumbs to the swarming mass of basilisks, and I know it's only a short amount of time before we inevitably wipe. I last hit the boss and vanish the hell out of there as everyone around me dies screaming. God, I fucking love being a rogue. With the hardest encounter down, we breeze through the rest of the dungeon and approach the sacred pool.
Gozrilla.
This be it. After suffering through
Godzilla.
5 hours of quitters, blamers, and insecure warlocks,
5 hours,
when I
my bad.
finally face off against Gozrilla, we get ready to pull the final pack. And the tank says he has to go. Just kidding. We steamroll the
Brother.
pack, and I walk up to the gong,
Okay.
strike it with my mallet
Okay.
of Zul Farrak, and
You had
finally
me about to
summon
get mad.
Gozrilla. Slowly, he emerges from the pool before entering into a full sprint, charging into us and knocking us airborne. Holy shit, this is a real fight.
Holy shit, he's so tanky.
After being knocked airborne again, I use this downtime to ingest a tasty beverage. G Fuel, 10% off with code Barney. Gozrilla puts me in a block of ice for 10 seconds, and after emerging from my icy tomb, I make the final incision. Gozrilla is defeated.
He did it!
And that, my friends, is the tale of the carrot on a
Imagine
stick.
if he had
And hey, if you like my
accidentally
videos, consider
stashed
supporting me on my
the
brand
mallet
new
thing
Patreon.
and
Oh
forgot
my
to bring it with him.
Patreon.
That'd have
More
been
WoW
awful.
classic videos to come. Please like and subscribe. Okay, bye.
So, what'd you think?
I think I'm never gonna play classic. Thanks.
That's usually the general sense of it. There are more of these. There is a much more of his story and a lot of fuckery that gets up to it.
And now, I want you to put this in perspective, Jerry.
I know. Uh-huh.
He's paying a monthly subscription for this.
I know that.
I hate it.
You're not missing much, though. But, did you enjoy it? Did you find it funny?
Yeah, the video itself was really funny.
Yeah. So if you guys want us to watch more of this, please let us know in the comments down below. Like the video, because that helps it out a lot. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Bye.